I'm gonna teach you guys how to actually find some clients as a 3D artist. How do you find the people to whom you can deliver your professional services in exchange for some money? Okay, that's what we're gonna talk about today. Now, I've had some very interesting experiences with some very interesting people from pretty interesting backgrounds that I managed to get in touch with in very interesting ways. So I'm not really conventional in any sense of the word. Anybody who watches my channel understands that very well, okay? So I'm gonna share with you some of the things that I put together so far that brought me a little bit of success. From my experience, this is the shit that actually works, okay? For me, the stuff that everybody else is doing, it ain't for me. It doesn't work for me. I don't like the results that other people are getting. I don't like how other people do stuff. I got something different in mind, and if this sounds like something that you can resonate with, then pay attention to what I have to say, okay? Now, the principles that I'm about to give you are specifically for, in this video, I'm gonna talk specifically about 3D design, 3D artists, because that happens to be the majority of the people that watch my YouTube channel at this point in time, but this shit applies to pretty much anything, right? Once you understand the underpinning mechanisms behind how the world operates, how the economy continues to function, right? It's all basically the same shit. Any business you're ever trying to run, anything you're trying to sell, any job you're trying to get, any value exchange that you're trying to initiate, it's all basically the same shit, right? So this works for pretty much anything. Now, for the people who are follow my channel for a while, I got a huge announcement for you at the end of this video, okay? I don't want to waste the time of those who don't care about this shit by talking about it now. We're going to talk about it at the end of this video. And if you're new here, and if you like what I'm about to talk about, if you want to learn more about this type of shit, then stick around because I got something for you at the end of this video. So look, I want to explain to you a very simple principle for how you can find what you're actually looking for in this particular situation, all right? Let me take a sip of my coffee while this biker passes by. So the way most of you people operate right now, and this is probably something that you learned from the other 3D artists on YouTube, the other guys. I don't really watch them, but I understand that this is primarily the way that most people do this. Okay, so most people kind of try to go down the route of doing cold outreach. Okay, so you make an Instagram account or you make a little website, and then you find people who you can target, and you can look for people and try to send them a message and tell them, hey, I got this service, whatever, right? Do you want to work? You give them a little value proposition because you think that this person might be the type of person who might be interested in working with you. And before you know it, you're sending hundreds and hundreds of messages. A couple of them reply. Maybe you manage to close something, okay? This shit can work, okay? The same way if I go down the street and I talk to 100 chicks, as long as you meet a certain standard, like you have your teeth, and you have 2 arms and 2 legs, and you dress a certain way, and you don't look like a scumbag, it's gonna work, okay? Now, I'm here to tell you that this is not the optimal way to do it, right? This is not really what I like to do. This is not how I operate. My methods are quite different. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a system which I think is completely superior to this cold outreach thing, okay? So, because I don't really like cold outreach. I don't really like bothering people who aren't interested in what I have to offer, okay? So the mechanism that you have to employ instead is not such that you're personally coming out and attempting to get the attention or the interest of people who you've figured out in some way might have some degree of interest in what you have to offer. But instead, you have to think about things in a fundamentally different way, okay? So you're about to experience a little bit of a paradigm shift. You're gonna go from thinking like an employee looking for a job to thinking like a business looking for customers, okay, looking for attention. So you have to go from thinking like a consumer to thinking like an entrepreneur, okay? You have to have a fundamentally different mindset in order for this to make sense to you, okay? Because now, since you're in a position of you're a 3D artist, you're a professional in some field, you know how to visualize stuff. Like most of you guys watch 300 of my videos. You guys understand how to create an attractive model and how to create a good product. Your products ain't the problem. You got a good service. That ain't the problem. Now, you guys have to understand that you're not really in a position where you should be functioning like a person looking for a job. Unless that's what you're into, unless you're trying to look for a studio to hire you full time, then that's a different story. But that's not really what we talk about on this channel. On this channel, we talk about how to make money in other ways, how to be an entrepreneur, right? This is what I'm interested in. This is what I talk about on this channel. If you guys want to talk about jobs, we can make another video about that as well, because that's a whole different topic that we also probably should discuss. It's just that I assume that most people are kind of past that, and most people already have jobs in some way. They already understand how this stuff works. Now you're interested in starting a side hustle online. You're trying to make some money online. You're trying to have a little bit more freedom in your life. Okay, this is what I'm interested in. This is what I want to teach you guys. This is what I think most people are interested in as well. But anyway, look. So now you have to change the way you see yourself. You're no longer a person who can work for somebody. You're now a business selling a service. Okay, that's the fundamental change that I have to drill into your head. You have to understand. You have to accept this. Now you're a business. You are somebody who has a service. And you need to find customers for your service. You need to find clients. You need to find people who are going to purchase your service. So who are going to give you money in exchange for your services. Now, let me ask you this. Any company that you can think of, any business you can think of, when was the last time that you had IKEA knocking on your door, asking you to buy furniture? Okay? This shit doesn't happen. That's not how businesses operate. It doesn't work that way. It's a fundamentally different way of operating, right? Now, you might have some cases where a particular business is interested in having a specific client, so they reach out to them for some type of special agreement, but this is not the case for you. You're just trying to get people to buy your service, okay? So the same way that you don't get IKEA knocking on your door trying to sell you furniture, you're no longer going to be knocking on people's doors trying to sell them your services, okay? You don't have time for this shit. The same way IKEA doesn't have time to call you up on the phone and ask you, hello, Robert, we're releasing this thing, what do you call it? It costs this much, we think it could suit your apartment very well, are you interested, right? They don't have time to look into you and find out who you are. They don't have time for this shit, okay? They have different systems in place for potentially targeting the people who could potentially be interested in what they have to offer, right? Now, luckily, you live in a day and age when you have access for free to mechanisms and algorithms which allow you to access the people who could potentially be interested in what you have to offer, okay? Now, what I'm trying to tell you is this. It's your job now to establish a system where you no longer have to personally contact people, personally decide, okay, out of this crowd of people, this one and this one might be interested, let's go talk to all of them. You no longer have to personally do this. You're gonna now establish a system where you're effectively throwing in a net, right? It's a figure of speech. You're throwing in a net. That makes it sound violent. That makes it sound like you're trying to trap people, okay? You're putting up a flower and you're waiting for a bee to come onto that flower. You're not gonna go catching fucking bees with your hands. That shit ain't gonna work, okay? Probably the bee doesn't want the flower, it's gonna sting your ass. It doesn't want to be bothered, okay? It's gonna find its own flower. So you're gonna put together a system which is just going to exist. You're just gonna release it into the wild. You're just gonna put it out there. And it's your job to make sure that this system qualifies and meets a certain standard. So what you produce and what you release out there into the world is going to meet a certain standard. And it can potentially attract people who are interested in buying your services, okay? It's just gonna be out there. You're just gonna leave it there. You create it once and it's gonna stay there until the end of days. And you never know, at some point, until the end of days, somebody is eventually going to stumble upon this, and if it's good enough, and if you put your system together correctly, if you put it in the right place, if you make it attractive enough, okay, if you make this shit good, if you present yourself properly, somebody's eventually going to come by and see, oh, I like this. This happens to be exactly what I need right now. I like this better than that other shit that I saw yesterday. You know what? Let's get in touch with this guy, okay? So you don't have time to just go picking out random people and just trying to invest time into each person to find one person who's interested in your stuff, okay? Because there's shit that you just can't control, okay? You never know. So there's so many different people to choose from. You have to spend so much time finding the exact right type of person. Even if you try to specify, even if you try to find a pool of people. For example, if you're trying to sell 3D services, you want to visualize stuff. You got somebody selling this knife right here, okay? You can make this a 3D knife model, and you want to find somebody for whom you can visualize this. You can make a little animation or something. Then you can put it on their website. They're going to pay you because now they got a cool website or whatever. This is a specific type of person. Now, you can try to target business owners who have knife companies. That kind of narrows it down. But you still need to find a person who currently has the time and resources and is willing and able to invest some money into hiring somebody and talking to somebody and finding somebody who can visualize this thing for them, and then they can implement this. So it's such a specific situation that you're looking for It's such a specific thing that it's so hard to find this if you just randomly go picking out. You understand what I'm saying? It's just stupid. It doesn't make any sense. It's not an optimal way to do this. Now, I'm not saying this can't work. It's gonna work if you do it right, okay? There are people who do this and this shit works. It works quite well for some people, okay? I'm just saying this is not an optimal way to invest your time in the long run, okay? In my experience, this is not efficient. You can't put this method and the word efficiency in the same sentence unless it's negative, okay? You can't do this shit. It's just not the best way to do it. If you're trying to make money, if you're trying to build a system of passive income, if you're trying to I don't want to say passive income because you're still selling your services. You're delivering value yourself that you're putting together. So it's not really passive income, but you're putting together a system which is passively attracting people, okay? So that's what you should be focusing on instead. You should create something which is just going to be out there, and then eventually the exact right person that you're looking for is going to come in, and now they're going to be interested in your service. You're not personally bothering them. You're just leaving it somewhere where it's not bothering nobody, like a billboard. It's not bothering nobody, just sitting there, right? Eventually, someone's gonna come by and they're gonna be like, I like this, I wanna buy it. Before you know it, you got a couple of billboards, you got a whole bunch of stuff out there in the right place for the right people, okay? You're not gonna be putting a McLaren advertisement, or you're not gonna be putting a Mercedes-Benz advertisement in the ghetto, okay? There's nobody there who's gonna buy a fucking Mercedes-Benz. You might put a Mercedes-Benz advertisement in a decent hotel, okay? An AMG, you might put it there because this is the right people who you're targeting, okay? So this is how you should be thinking right now. What can you do? What can you put out there? Think about, I'm gonna give you some hints. Think about social media. Think about online platforms for portfolios and stuff like that. Think about different ways that you can potentially reach the right kind of people. So you have to think about who you're trying to target, exactly who you're trying to target, how you can reach this person, ideally for free, because you don't need to invest no money. If you invest money in this, obviously it's gonna be a lot better, but you can probably do this for free for a start, okay? How you can reach this person, not only in terms of you can put something in front of them, but how do you make that thing which you put in front of them attractive enough that you actually get their attention and it sparks their interest. Not only does it spark their interest, but it also looks presentable and appealing enough that they actually want to pursue a relationship with this thing that was put in front of them. They actually want to invest into whatever this thing is offering them, okay? So that's what you should be focusing on instead. That's a fundamental the fundamental mindset that you have to adopt if you want to do this shit right, if you want to do this successfully, okay? Now, in this video, I'm just trying to give you a little bit of mindset, a little bit of mental model that you should try to adopt if you want to succeed in this, okay? And here's what I wanted to give you guys at the end of this video. Because I want to teach you guys how to do this. This is what I managed to do quite well. This is what worked extremely well for me. And I put together something for you guys where I can show you guys exactly how to do this, because not a lot of people talk about it. I think not enough people talk about this shit, okay? So right now, we spent the past month approximately putting together a course. And the purpose of the course is to take somebody who's a complete beginner, okay? You don't have no experience as a 3D artist. And we're gonna take you to a point where you have the skills required to produce professional works, okay? So we're gonna give you exactly what you have to know. If you want to take a product, any type of product, you need to create this product in 3D, and then you're going to establish a system where you have a high quality work, you have a high quality service that you can deliver to somebody, and you're going to have a system which you can use to find the right people that you can deliver this service to, okay? That's exactly what we're going to teach you. That's exactly what we're going to focus on in this course, okay? So we're not just focusing on 3D, we're focusing just as much, if not even more, on the part where you actually find a way to deliver your service to people. Because learning the skill itself is not that hard. You just watch a couple of YouTube tutorials, okay? But finding the system, or building a system, or finding a mechanism by which you can deliver your service to people, and find the people to whom you can deliver this, and find a way to monetize your skills. This is the tough part, and this is what nobody talks about. And this is what most of you guys are looking for when you're watching videos like this, okay? So we're gonna do a full program. We're gonna do a full program into which you can enroll, and we're gonna teach you everything that you need to know. We're gonna be there to help you. We're gonna review your stuff. We're gonna look at your portfolio. We're gonna take care of you. We're gonna show you exactly what you have to do step by step to put yourself in a position where you take your 3D skills, or any digital skills that you have for that matter, you present them online in a professional manner. You make yourself look like a professional. I know for some of you guys this sounds crazy, like you gotta have 10 years of experience before you can become a professional. That's not the case, okay? There's a certain way that you simply have to present yourself. It's very easy to do. And once you can present yourself in this way, you're in a much better position to acquire some clients. And then we're gonna teach you how to find the clients, not just cold outreach. And of course, we're gonna talk about that as well, because you have to incorporate this to some degree. But we're gonna teach you networking skills that you need to know to find the people that you wanna work with. So how can you establish meaningful relationships with people to whom you can deliver your services long-term, not just pump and dump. You do a little visualization for them for $50 and they forget about you, okay? That's a start. But we're trying to take you to a level where you can have real serious relationships with serious people who are really have the same type of mindset as you, who you can work with very closely, who you can actually work together with to deliver some type of value into the world, okay? That's what we're gonna teach you guys. So if you're interested in something like this, there's a link below this video right now. There's a website where you can read more about this stuff. We're gonna do a bigger launch. We're gonna do a full launch. Right now, it's just a pre-launch, right? Right now, I'm just giving you a little bit of an announcement of what's gonna happen. But there's gonna be a full launch soon. We're gonna do a live stream. We're gonna talk only about this course and exactly what's gonna be in there. So if you're interested in that, subscribe to the channel, stay tuned, okay? Check out the website below and subscribe with your email. There's also a little email list where you can sign up for more information if you want to hear more updates about what we're going to be doing, about if you want to get more tips and tricks and shit like that, then sign up with your email. But I'm going to give you guys a huge update, even bigger than this. It's just a little announcement, just a little bit of a heads up, let's say. But we're going to do a full-scale launch quite soon. So stay tuned for that. We're going to do a big live stream. We're going to talk about it on Discord. If you're not part of my Discord community, you can also join that with the link below. We got like 4,500 people. Everybody's talking about 3D modeling. We got some people who are also doing quite well with clients and professionally. So you're gonna have a community there where you can talk to other people who are kind of interested in the same stuff as you. But for the people who are really serious about this, that's how we're doing the course, okay? So check that out if you're looking for other people who are kind of on the same path, where they wanna use their digital skills to create some income online. So you can actually make pretty good money online. You can live off of this shit. You don't have to be fixed to a particular location. You don't have to be in one place. You can just literally just travel the world, make money with the people that you know, with the connections that you have, with the systems and skills that you have in place, okay? That's what we're interested in teaching you guys, okay? So check out the links below, subscribe to the channel, let me know in the comments what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next one.